The recent polls that have come out have shown that a vast majority of Americans squarely blame Donald J. Trump for the current conditions of the United States economy, and only a small fraction of the public still blames President Biden. Now, that is very significant because 2 months ago, actually, I don't think it was even 2 months ago, those very same polls showed that a majority of people blamed President Biden for the economy. But the tables have turned. Trump has now been in office long enough to where most of the public blames Trump for the economy, not President Biden. And the reason I'm even bringing that up is because in his Meet the Press interview this past weekend, Donald Trump actually claimed that the things in the economy that are doing good are because of him, but the things that are doing bad are somehow because of President Biden. So in spite of the fact that polls show us that nobody's buying this lie anymore, he went out there and did it again. But he also did it in the most just dumbest humanly way possible by saying, well, parts of it are mine that are good and the parts that are Biden are bad. Like, nobody's even going to believe that. Okay, that is an even less believable lie than saying Biden's responsible for all of it. So I don't know why he chose to pick and choose which parts are his and which parts are Biden's. But if you're going to lie, you got to at least make it believable. And he didn't even come close to it. Here's what he said. The question was, the economy shrank in the first quarter. You've been arguing all week that this is President Biden's economy. Is this now your economy, sir? Kristen Welker asks. And Trump responds, well, I think certain aspects of it are. Costs are. I was able to get down the costs, but even that, it takes a while to get them down. But we got them down good. We lost $5 to $6 billion a day with Biden. No, he didn't. He just pulled that number straight out of his butthole. That's not a real thing. Also, costs are not down. Costs are up. He is asking us right now to deny the very reality that we experience when we purchase things. Costs are not down. And then he continues. We've essentially cut off trade relationships by putting that much of a tariff on, and that's okay. We've gone cold turkey. That means that we're not losing. We lost $1 trillion to China. $1 trillion. That means we're not losing $1 trillion when we go cold turkey because we're not doing business with them right now. And they want to make a deal. They want to make a deal very badly. We'll see how that all turns out, but it's got to be a fair deal. So before I continue, let me just point out all of the lies that he also just told. First of all, we were not losing any money. Was there a trade deficit? Absolutely. Does that mean we lose money? No, it doesn't. That's not how trade deficit works. That's how a budget deficit works. We're spending money we don't have. A trade deficit just means we take more from them than they take from us. It's not even a bad thing. If they have more of what we need and we have less of what they need, that's just the nature of how things are. Okay? Your grocery store, you have a trade deficit with them. Okay? Look at it that way. You have a trade deficit with your local grocery store that you go to every week because you're taking more from them than they're taking from you. So that would be a trade deficit, right? Oh. Does that mean it's bad? No, because you've got what you need. They get to stay in business. Everybody's happy. This man is an idiot who doesn't understand anything about the economy. But as I said, he's still trying to blame it on Biden. Oh, but before I get to that, sorry. There is no deal with China. China's made it clear. We're not even calling. We're not returning his phone calls. We're not making a deal. We're making deals now with other country, China is, to bring in beef, to bring in produce, to bring in all sorts of things they used to buy from the United States. He is lying his face off. Not to mention the fact that we were actually told by the administration a week and a half ago that by the end of last week, they were going to start announcing the trade deals they had already worked out. That never happened, did it, folks? They have told us that Trump is working on 200 trade deals right now. That's what they said 2 weeks ago. They have not named a single country. They have not named a single condition. They have not named a single thing that anyone around the globe has agreed to with Donald Trump. Not a single thing. Nobody's making any deals. Nothing is happening. Nothing is moving. Trump is getting played. The other countries are making out like bandits. But Kristen Welker continued and she said, when does it become the Trump economy? And Trump said, it partially is right now. And I really mean this. I think the good parts are the Trump economy and the bad parts are the Biden economy. Problem is, bud, there's no good parts. Seriously, anybody look around the economy right now. Tell me where the good part is. Stock market's not doing good. Joblessness is increasing. Prices are going up. Inflation is going up. Tariffs are hammering people. We're about to have supply chain shortages. There's nothing good happening in the economy. Nothing. So I guess, therefore, by Trump's own, admission, I guess that's all Biden's fault. Because if there were good things, they would be his. But there are, of course, no good things. But then Kristen Welker says, do you take responsibility when the stock market drops? That's not something you can even blame on Biden. Like, this is happening. You put out a post on Truth Social, stock market drops. And then Trump says, ultimately, I take responsibility for everything. But I've only just been here for a little more than 3 months. But the stock market, look at what's happened in the last short period of time. Didn't it have 9 or 10 days in a row or 11 days where it's gone up? And the tariffs have just started kicking in, and we're doing really well. Psychologically, I mean, the fake news was giving me such press on the tariffs. The tariffs are going to make us rich. We're going to be a very rich country. First of all, no, we have not had 11 straight days of the stock market going up. Second of all, psychologically, the fake news was giving me such press on the tariffs. What? Can anybody explain to me what that means? Like, why did he put the word psychologically there? Is it because you're subtly screaming to us that there's something psychologically wrong with you? Because I'll agree with that 100%. Everything else you said is total BS. But the best part about it, the only good part about it, I guess, is that the public doesn't buy it. They didn't buy it when he said the whole thing was Biden's fault, and they're sure as hell not gonna buy it when he says, well, the good things are me, and the bad things are Biden. You just took a lie that was somewhat believable to a couple people and turned it into a lie that's not believable with anyone. Welcome to the Ring of Fire YouTube channel. I am Farron Cousins, the host of Ring of Fire here on YouTube. I don't know if this is your first time here, or maybe you're somebody who comes here every single day, but either way, let me tell you what's going on. Ring of Fire was actually started in the year 2004 by none other than our own America's lawyer, Mike Papantonio. And over the last 20 plus years, Ring of Fire has gone from being a 1-hour weekend radio program on Air America through a series of changes. Go Left TV, which we started back in 2007. We've been on the Young Turks network. And of course, this very YouTube channel here that started, obviously, as they all do, with no subscribers. And we've now ballooned to well over 1 million as we go on our way to that 2 million mark. So again, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. Take a few minutes, look around. We have content that actually goes back 20 years. So there's lots to see, there's lots to do. And trust me, with the next 4 years of Donald Trump getting back in office, we will be here every day, every single day with fresh content for you to keep you informed about what's happening and, of course, to warn you of the potential dangers that Donald Trump poses as we approach his second term.